Yo, what up, YouTube? I am your host, Mr. ShoNuff Deezy. You are in tune on ShoNuff Radio TV. I'm back with the second segment on ShoNuff Radio TV with the legend, Red Pill, right here with me, man. Y'all like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button, man. Tune in, we locking in.
Yo.
You did what I'm saying? So what you wanna let's talk about the music right now. What kind of music project that you got coming out?
Oh man. So 2026 is my 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
For one of my first albums that I put out.
Okay.
Called Scorpion King.
Okay.
Yeah. We dropped that in 2016 and whatnot when I was in New York.
Okay.
And 10 tracks, you know what I mean? Executive produced by my brother Cambada.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Bambada, you know what I mean? Rest in peace. But Cambada, one of the best, one of my top 5, one of the illest lyricists that you'll ever come across. Y'all could Google that man.
Word.
He out of Connecticut.
Okay.
And he helped with the sauce. He definitely helped bring a whole new aspect to the project.
Dope producer.
He doubles as a producer. He doubles as an artist.
Okay.
He's definitely one of those, you know what I mean, multi-talented.
Okay.
And we was locked in for months in the Bronx and stuff. Didn't even know we was making an album. We just,
okay.
Yeah, we just tapping in. Didn't know it was
that's
an
what
album.
it be like. Yeah.
We just kept pulling up to the session.
Yeah.
And letting shit fly. And then we, out of that, classics started coming.
How many joints you got on the project?
10 joints.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 joints.
Word.
Certified, yeah.
So when that's dropping, man, so they can fit, you know what I mean, where they can find it.
Well, we gonna re-release it.
Okay.
There's 3 projects coming out this year.
Okay.
So in 2020, I dropped a project called Red Summer.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, and I've recorded some of that out here, and I recorded some of that in Connecticut. I was staying out there and whatnot.
Okay.
So that was during the, I was basically able to capture lightning in a bottle because 2020, that's the pandemic. That's the riots, you know what I'm saying? That's fireworks every night. Like I was asking my son, he's 6. I was like, yo, you remember every night that shit was like not on 4th of July, in May, June,
it was popping off
July,
like that
every night. I
Damn.
don't know. It wasn't like that out here.
during the pandemic.
Yeah,
Nah,
they wasn't letting off fireworks every night.
Nah, not for
Every
the most
night.
part.
I'm talking about big fireworks, all the way up to like August and where I was at. Big
not,
fireworks.
not on this side. I was here. It was a drought though. You know, I was still working, but the city was pretty much closed down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But niggas, they was popping out because we was watching Atlanta from Instagram, and that was like the only city that was lit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it was probably lit, you know, different parts of the city. But out here in Stone Mountain, it was pretty much dry. You know.
So I had got booked for like I had got booked to do something on 9/11. I brought Cambada with me.
Okay.
We wound up staying till like December.
Yeah.
It was a weekend that turned into December.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'd be like that. Yeah.
And in the interim, we got Airbnb. We doing like sessions to 6 a.m. Just knocking out mad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Once again, in the flow, not realizing we doing an album.
Yeah.
Just going in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it turned into the Red Summer. So
Okay.
6 years later, we're gonna do a deluxe.
Okay.
Yeah, there's songs that we recorded in 2020. I'm not gonna do no new shit for that.
Okay.
It's just gonna be the stuff that we basically didn't put on the album.
Yeah.
Because it was 14 tracks. The way that I broke down the Red Summer, it was broken down in 3 acts.
Okay.
So it was dealing with the months.
Okay.
So June, July, August.
Mhm.
So there's 4 songs in June because there's 4 weeks, and the songs have the energy of the month.
Okay.
So like
I got
week
what you're
2,
saying.
I got a song called Good Wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Lizzie, Jeff, Cambada, and me. And in the summertime, like weeks, you know what I mean? In June, that's when you with your, you know what I mean? That's when you bag your shorty for your summertime shorty. You know what I mean? You getting right for the summer, like you getting it in.
Right.
So it's like that was the shorty song. But then by time July come, the whole July, all of those songs are turned up and it's lit. So by July, you turn.
Yeah.
Locked in, you outside, you know what I mean?
That's a fact.
You already, you know what I mean? And then by August, it's like, you know, you might be going to a funeral. You feel me? August is like, you know, the summer beef come to a
Yeah,
head.
my birthday
you know what I
in
mean?
August. Yeah.
Yeah, Leo.
Yeah,
Type
on
shit.
the 10th.
Yeah, shout out to the Leos. I'm a Scorpion. So,
Word.
you know, by the time August come, it's like turning down, it's introspective. And that was the mood of the whole album, so we couldn't overstack it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So this bonus is gonna probably be like 4, we might have like 5 or 6 new joints.
Okay.
And then we're gonna remaster it, vinyl it, and then also, if all goes well, a visual. It's gonna be visual.
Okay.
So we got Scorpion King, 10-year anniversary. That got like 3 new tracks. We might even throw a remix on that.
Yeah, check
That's,
that out.
Yeah,
man.
that's gonna be vinyl.
For sure.
We got a show booked in Japan. So we dropped it in November
Wow.
of my birthday in 2016. So this November we gonna drop that. And then I got a project called Voltron.
Okay.
And that's with Cambada, Blue Pill, Red Pill. That's my twin.
Okay.
So that's
Voltron.
Voltron.
So that will come after the album drop, or how y'all doing that one?
That should be the first project.
Okay, so you gonna make it like a single? You got a single for the project?
Yeah. It's called It's called Going On.
Okay.
That's the single. You know what I'm saying? We
Word.
were supposed to shoot it for the at the Knicks parade, but yeah, scheduling and everything, scheduling conflicts, that wasn't able to happen. So we're gonna you know, I'll be in New York next week for the summer.
Okay.
So we're gonna work on finishing, you know, everything is somewhat finished, but the visual part is coming. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I got a little project that I'm working on. I've been
call it
doing
little.
music.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wanna I definitely want you to check out some music, but my producer live right up the street or whatnot. He a DJ. I've been rocking with him for about 10, 15 years now.
Yeah, that's when it works best.
Yeah. So just like you said, man, we go in there and we just record and it just wind up being what it is.
Right.
And I've been working on this EP I was doing called Richer Heights. So Richer Heights is like a legacy that I've really created for myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Basically having a broader perspective on life and getting out here and getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the mud. So I've done the project, but Richer Heights, I made it like my legacy. I made a clothing brand out of it and things like that. So kind of designed the shoe. So y'all check out Richer Heights project. Y'all check out Red Pill project, man.
Yeah, I got a capsule that I'm dropping as well. I don't even call it merch because I'm a designer at heart. You know what I mean? I had multiple clothing lines, so I'm dropping a whole fire ass collection for Scorpion King.
How did you come up with your clothing brand? Like what did you name it?
Kings County.
Kings County.
Kings County.
Kings County.
Because I'm from New York and Brooklyn used to be called Kings County.
Okay.
So that was just kind of like, you know. It was a name that jumped out, stuck with me, and I was like, shit, that's what we going with.
Okay.
And whatnot.
Word. Yeah, it took me a second to come up with my little brand, but when I swear when the spirit reached, I was like, oh shit, all right, this it right here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but it is an honor having you on, man. You know, I've been following you and the whole movement for a minute, like since Sinetta.
Dope.
Like for a while, you know what I'm saying?
I just saw Sinetta with Whack 100 on today online.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that happened, but
how was that? What you think about it?
I think Tazariak brought them together. 607 Unk and Sinetta and Whack. I don't like it.
You know? 607 Unk, he different.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. He be trying to. I guess he be calling himself trying to drop some Jews or whatnot, but I don't know. I think it's really for publicity.
For publicity. Yeah, media. I mean, he's a product of where consciousness went, like in 216, where Young Pharaoh and other new people coming in. They brought a different type of energy.
Pharaoh. I think when I first saw Pharaoh, I could, cause I've been watching y'all so long. When I saw Pharaoh, because I really got introduced into consciousness from Bobby. I was watching Bobby since probably like 2016. Okay. So I was following Bobby, and Bobby, you know how he is. He give you a whole different level of metaphysics. So when I started watching Young Pharaoh, Yeah, and Panic. I was watching
Yeah,
Panic
Panic.
back in the day.
Master student.
Yeah.
Turned master teacher.
And Phil Valentine also.
Master teacher.
Yeah.
Those are my teachers. So it's like
Yeah.
we came on a different frequency than some of the younger people, and no disrespect, you
Right.
know, but the youth had to kick down the door. They have their own way of teaching.
Right.
So their angles is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it was an admixture of the streets,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of freestyling, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like you can't find a lot of the shit that they talk about in books.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, where you got that from?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where Bobby is giving you 30 books to go and
Exactly.
get. Panic is giving you books. Phil is
Exactly.
giving you books. They're giving you
Real
source
literature
material.
that-
Yeah.
So you can
So,
follow. Yeah.
now we in the download era where everybody,
Right.
I'm downloading.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? No source, cool. No primary. It's a download.
Right.
All right. So
Right.
it's
And
like,
they want you to take it off face value a lot.
yo,
They
the
usually like-
spaceships is coming.
Right.
Yo, the world about, you know, man. There's a lot of claims of things that never happen,
Right.
and then there's a lot of predictions that never come true. And my thing is this: I'm at the point where you got to show me your your poly market results.
Okay.
If you tapped in, then nigga, you gonna tell me who's gonna win Brazil versus
Yeah.
these
Exactly.
niggas right now. Like you're gonna be
Exactly.
able to tell me England versus Mexico because you got you tapped in.
Yeah.
You get downloads.
Yeah.
Let's do poly market. Let's
Yeah.
come up.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not believing a lot of the shit that's going on. Because not to take no slights against anybody, but I couldn't freestyle because I had to look at Phil Valentine in his face. I
Right.
couldn't freestyle
Right.
because Bobby would call up and be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Right. Exactly.
I couldn't
Right.
freestyle because if I had them on Blog Talk or YouTube, they would cut me off and embarrass me.
Right.
So it's like we still had people to answer to.
Right.
When you have a generation that they don't answer to nobody, and they're not standing in nobody's foots and nobody's shoes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at what they did when Dr. Sabi died. Everybody's a healer now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's, oh, that was my teacher. No, he wasn't. He didn't say
Mhm.
your name.
And
He
it was
did-
so crazy because when Dr. Sabi passed, it was like everybody came out the woodwork with his products, and
But
there
that
was
what I'm
a
saying.
lot of
That what I'm
different
saying.
things going
That-
on with Dr. Sabi, and I was like,
That was the year of 2016.
Mm.
This is a magical year where everything shifted.
mm-hmm.
That's when I dropped the album. That's when the young teachers, the new generation showed up with a bang. You know what I mean? That's when Sinetta kind of like, that's the end of the Sinetta era.
Okay.
Or the
2016.
beginning of the end of his era. Like he had a run.
Mhm.
And then there's a decline after that. You know what I mean? And here we are 10 years later. You know, and it is what it is, but it's like there's segments to this thing,
Mhm.
and everybody don't have that type of outlook because it's like it's one of those you had to be there if you know type shit. But we're actually working on a documentary right now. We're actually working on a definitive documentary that's going to put everything in perspective.
Okay.
Like Nature Boy is a strain of that younger generation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of that type stuff.
Yeah.
Nature Boy,
Yeah.
they're a strain of polite.
Yeah.
They come from the polite gene. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Uh-huh.
Pharaoh was a polite acolyte in a way.
see
Like
what
you
you're
know what I mean? He was
saying.
like
Yeah.
they fell out, but he kind of
Yeah.
was heavily influenced by
Yeah.
his thing. So, even with
Cause then when Pharaoh with Seti a lot.
him and Seti was like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Right?
They
That's
dropped a lot of
after-
shit together.
But
yeah.
that's after the polite fallout. 'Cause
okay.
he would have,
yeah.
took him under the wing,
Yeah.
and was like, "I'm
Yeah.
gonna fly you to L.A., little nigga. I'm gonna take you in."
Yeah.
Because you're dealing with a lot of father energy.
Yeah.
If you pay attention, there's a lot of teachers that didn't have fathers,
Right.
orphans, foster home type shit.
Right.
So there was this whole aspect in the community where it's like the master teacher is like the father figure.
Mm.
Similar to if we was in spirituality, the Babalao, that's your father now. You know what I mean? The all of that, that's father figure type shit. So there's certain things that you're not gonna do in front of the father. You're not even gonna talk crazy to your father because you know what comes with that.
Exactly.
And it ain't physical no more. You talk crazy to your father in these communities, spirit is gonna knock you down.
That's a fact.
You get washed up by the spirit realm, because there's like, you got to think about it. The spirit of the Elijah Muhammad's of the world, the spirits of the Marcus Garveys, they govern certain things. So it's like they're governing certain aspects of this arena, and you can't be blatantly disrespectful in front of them like that. So when you got people out here catching dirty, charges and doing crazy shit.
That's what I was rapping with my close friend of mine on the other podcast, and we was talking about the younger generation, like how we had heroes back in the day that we modeled ourselves after. And feel like a lot of that guidance for the younger kids is gone. You know what I'm saying?
Father figures. Crack era. Father figure issue, right? Father, they mad at the father. The hate that Tupac came and gave us thug life. He predicted it. The hate you gave little infants F's everyone, right? Fucks everyone. So yesterday I'm watching an interview with Big Bank and Cartel Bo, right? And Cartel Bo out of Houston and whatnot, up and coming artist. He talking about how his mother used to torture him, had him in the garage chained up, and had dogs barking at him in the dark while her boyfriends would beat him with an extension cord. Right?
Damn.
I'm just saying. Thug life. Right? The horrors that young children went through. The horrors that babies had to witness. Like, they in the crib watching horror, like shit that no other generation. They talk about chattel slavery. No, nigga, the crack era might have that shit beat. Because in chattel slavery, they was taking the children from the mothers. In crack era, they was selling the children. Even during heroin, the mothers would not sell their children. So once you have once you reach a precipice where the mother is selling the fucking child, bro, you have broken society. So all of the people that sold crack, they got punished for that. That's why you see dudes coming home after doing 30 and 25. They like, yo, nah, I'm Christian, or I'm trying to help. I'm trying to fix things.
They try to get
I'm
back
trying
to the community.
atone. Yeah, they on podcasts now, trying to get back whatever way that they can. I think that they could do more. Right?
Yeah.
But it's like they know. They come back, they seen the damage.
Yeah.
You can't see the damage if you born in the damage. So the 20-year-olds, the 25-year-olds, even some of the 30-year-olds, they have to tap into nostalgia. They don't know what happened. That's why they watching Snowfall and Power and all of that shit. And that's not even real. Those depictions are a little bit off. I mean, they try, but you can't. I have not seen one a coming of age movie that really captured the 90s. Nothing. There's not one movie that has captured the 90s in a perfect cinematic depiction. Not one.
I'm trying to think of one right now.
You can, and we'll go. Coming of age. They don't have one.
So what you think the younger generation need to do they need to go back and study history first, or like
they need to go through what we went through, because we was the crash outs.
Yeah.
They need to bump their head. They bumping their heads like we bumped our heads. And out of that litter, we lost 100 and we gained 5. It's just the way things go. You lose 100, but then 5 of them will come out refined, pressure bust pipes, but it make diamonds and whatnot.
Right.
And what everybody is witnessing is a rites of passage. Like we don't have the Serengeti. We got the trenches. We can't go. You can't drop me in the jungle and say, "Come back with a lion and a lion's mane and whatnot," and then you'll be welcome back in the village. It's like, nah, they kicking niggas out the house. You got to come back in the 600 Benz.
That's a fact.
You got to come back with a record deal. You know what I'm talking about? You got to come out iced out. You got to come out with a full grill. Then they'll welcome you back. Or you got to come home from doing 15. Chiseled up, tatted up, you know what I mean?
Right.
With some motion.
Right.
Banging a set. That's the standard. So it's like,
it's unrealistic though.
Super unrealistic. It's a waste. Like yesterday, on the 250th anniversary, the white boys was marching, right? And they was in their mask and everything. And we could say what we want to say, but they're not dying off. And they're not splintered. They're not broken up. You know what I mean? They're putting their people together to march. To show it wasn't a real show of power. it was really a show of fear, but they still able to do. We can't do that. They had niggas in Newport Beach tearing shit up, looking crazy. And like I said, I'm not judging because we used to have rat packs. We was wilding at Brighton Beach. We do hooky parties. We did all of the things. So, you know what I mean? Young Miami, boosting. We was boosting. We was stealing. We was doing every single thing. But my whole thing is the parents dropped the ball because you don't want to perpetuate the cycle. So if all of my generation died and went to jail, and if all my generation got knocked off, if all of my generation is still in poverty, then what did we do all of that for?
Right. There's no end result to it.
Ain't no end result. Your children is crashing out.
Right.
And they repeating the cycle.
Right.
So it's like, you doing all of that for this? That's not sustainable. We got too many messianic messiahs to be sacrificing them like that. I don't respect it. You know, but it is what it is. It's just the way it's just the way things go in America. When you don't have no resources and you ain't had no power and you don't have no real quote unquote, you don't got no real muscle.
I made a song called "God Bless America." Back in the day, it was one of the that song was a real testament. I want you to hear it, and it was basically and then you got to think about it. It's like everything that we was preaching about, even with you know, being oppressed back in it kind of still relevant. It's like most of the shit that we've been going through and talking about is still relevant to a degree because
ain't nobody doing nothing about it.
Ain't nobody doing nothing about it.
Talking ain't gonna do shit.
What you think a solution? Unity could be the first solution, but what you think, like, because just like you said, we could talk about these cats walking around with these, you know, the white tee people walking around with these masks on and shit. But they have unity. They have a structure. They have order.
They don't have no choice.
Yeah,
and we think that we got a choice. They know that if they don't come together and stick together, and what they doing is they're portraying some side of, so they don't have real power, but you know, because real power looks like power. They're portraying some type of power and they're trying to invoke some type of power, but they don't really have it, right? We got the power, but we're not portraying it. They're terrified of us portraying our power. Just 5% of us portraying our power will kick in something called coherence, and then the other 95 will begin to automatically get on point.
But we kind of let them into too much shit that we have going on as a culture. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have no choice because they own our culture.
Right.
Clive Davis.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so it's like we didn't really that they were the way that they set it up. It's like they would marketed our culture.
Right.
And then they would kind of like giving the keys to the castle and whatnot. We ain't had no say in that. You know what I mean? We had built the castle, but they the landlord.
So it's you don't feel like there's no way around it right now.
It is. It is now. You know, especially with Clive Davis dying and whatnot, it kind of like lifted a little weight. As you can see, the day that he died, so many people were expressing and woosah and like, you know, calling him out and everything, because when he was alive, they couldn't do it. They were in fear. They were in perpetual slavery because of the contracts. And because the record industry is a mafia, you'll get knocked off, and they done knocked off a lot of people. You know, with blockchain, with crypto, with tools like Fable 5 from Anthropic, you know, where you could build out your own shit. You know what I mean? The innovative ones are gonna win. You know what I mean? Niggas is still trying to get a record deal, still gonna be a slave. It's all mentality. It's all mind state. So Nipsey Hussle should be like a patron saint for independent artists.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he kind of laid it out. You know what I mean? And, you know,
I was telling pt2, I think I told him this story, but I had a label reach out to me. I think it was 2023, and they was out in Canada, and I think they found my music on Instagram. Yeah, and they emailed me over a contract or whatnot, and I read over it, and they basically wanted to sign me something for like $500K, sign on bonus for like 15 grand or something, and they basically want to put a life insurance policy on me.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
So that was a no go.
Yeah.
I let my parents read over. They was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And
what they call it, key person insurance or something. And it was actually Clive Davis that came up with that. He was the one who kind of finagled that. And he had a whole bunch of artists that died under his watch. So it's like, Empire Records type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole damn near half of the roster died. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's crazy though, because I was like, he was like, you're going to be an independent contractor for a year and you can bring like one person. I kept telling this guy, I was like, well, I don't have a passport right now. He was like, he was persistent. He was like, it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Come on through, it don't matter, And I was like, if you want to sign an artist, you could fly from Canada
to America
to see me and rap with me,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So we could talk about it.
Right.
But he would just kept blowing my phone up, you dig? And I was like, I don't know, this shit just, and I just had my son.
Right.
So I was like, it was a no-go, but it was an eye-opener.
So they scraped the internet, right? They scraped it and found you, and then act like they discovered you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got scrapers and whatnot just to find anybody with motion. They send out a templated email that they send out to everybody that they're trying to quote unquote, put into slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent, it's basically a carrot. They dangled a carrot on your ass and wanted you to bite. Because if you signed for that that 500,000, you would have paid back 5 million. You know what I'm saying? And you would be on perpetuity. In perpetuity. You know
I had a close friend that young cat, man. He could sing his ass off. And he signed to a contract with a independent label, and they put him like under this deal that he could drop 3 albums, but they can renew 3 times on each album if they ain't like the project he dropped. And they gave him he got the 15 grand from him basically. They made him famous, slick, He was doing shows everywhere and whatnot. He sounded like Jacquees. That's who they kind of leveled him off with. So he was basically my aunt. She was like my producer, and she kind of got him his deal. She was fishing him to different record labels and stuff like that. And he kept saying like he wanted out of the contract because he could have did it himself. You know what I'm saying? He already had a big enough buzz, but it just be like that. I think he probably still under contract with them people. You know what I'm saying?
More
with
than
that
likely.
label. And it's crazy, man. I was like,
slave deals.
Yeah.
In 2026, they still doing it. People still getting letting that happen to them. They still getting caught out there, and it's like, I blame the damn veterans. They need to get smacked up. You know what I'm saying? All of that. Yo, I'm just learning the business. So why you not teaching it, fam? Where's the courses at? Niggas got courses on everything. Why is all of the toothless rappers not teaching nobody? How many of these OG rappers is dying from regular shit that like regular people regular people is surviving? How you a rapper and you succumbing to shit like that? You don't got life insurance. You don't got health insurance. You don't got dental. You know what I mean? They got rappers with no teeth out here. You don't have no type of quote unquote, your financial advisors did not tell you to buy Nike stocks. You don't got Facebook stocks. You don't got Tesla when they first came out. You didn't buy Bitcoin at $1. Have a fucking seat, my G. But you're talking about selling drugs, selling crack, selling ass crack. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Y'all are finished. You know what I mean? Y'all are done in my book. There's nothing that no rapper could ever tell me.
They not writing their own music.
Not writing your own music. You got 20 people on the credits.
And I heard Blueface, he don't know who he signed to. He signed to
signed to the nigga that signed to the nigga that signed to the nigga.
Black 100 signed to Cash Money West Coast or something like that. And he signed under them. That signed under them. So I don't know. They just I think they get in these positions.
The people that they push is the ones that they own. And remember this. If they pushing you, it's because they trying to get their money back. They own these niggas. They will not push nobody that they don't own. That's why they press you to sign a contract before they start pushing you. The trade-off is fame. Your babies can't eat fame. We in the attention economy. Yeah, there's many ways that you could get paid through attention, but tell that no, that's not it. You could get attention on your own. How dare you sign your life away to get famous? You're a hoe. You know what I mean? That's whole activity. We might as well put you on a blade because the labels is the stables, and these niggas is on the blade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
they getting pimped by the label.
There's no other way to cut it.
They getting pimped, and they know a lot of them figure out when they getting pimped. They try to buy themselves out of their contract, and they don't have the money to do that.
But my $1 million question is, why not teach the new niggas coming in the mistakes so you don't have to worry about this thing perpetuating itself, so the new rapper don't got to buy themselves out? Why not say don't sign? Why not say if you sign, this is what you looking for? Don't, if they got that, don't do it. I don't hear nobody saying that. They could have put it in rhyme.
The artists hating on each other?
Of course. It's like, you know, it's a vampire mentality. I got bit, so I'm gonna bite you. It's the slave mentality. If I gotta work for massa, then you do too. It's how it's a field nigga, house nigga versus field nigga. They wanna bring you in a house,
right?
But they brought you in a house, whereas you was better on the field.
That's a fact. You could do more on the field.
Do more on the field.
Really
you have room to move. You have room to move around. They will let you off the plantation. In the house, you in the house. You can't go nowhere. They knocking you up. Oh, I want to go independent. All right, your helicopter gonna crash. Or I want to get out the deal. No problem. Sam cook you. You inside of the house. So no, we not doing that. You seen everything going down with these artists. So yeah, the artists got blood on their hands. The artists are literally the Epstein class. You seen the white party with Mike Rubin. Everybody is part of the same cabal. They had Palm Beach Pete there. What more do you need? How dare if I saw Palm Beach Pete, I don't care if that's Epstein, I'm hooking up. Just lock me up, whatever. You're not invited to where we at, looking like Jeff Epstein. No rappers is they not holding no type of court.
That's my bro. Yeah.
What up? They not holding no type of court. So why would we respect that? Like they not standing for nothing. And in 2026, if you're not standing for nothing, then
bound to drizzle. What they say, you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Fall for anything. And as we see, there's a lot of people falling for anything.
Cause see, you know, I listened to Currency, and Currency was
he's the blueprint.
He was signed with Cash Money and No Limit.
Right.
He was signed with Young Money too.
Right.
And he basically went out, started Jet Life, and he was like, shit, if you want to be famous, you sign to a label, but if you want to be rich, just stay independent. You know what I'm saying? So
he gave Wiz Khalifa the game.
Yep.
He gave Mac Miller the game.
Yep.
He got the game from probably somebody else, but yes, some was on point, and he's respected. Tech Nine. You know, there's a few people out there.
I think I listened to Larry June. Yeah.
The Texas movement, out the trunk and all of that. Yeah, those are legends. Those are respectable people. UGK, you feel me? What Pimpin' them was doing, what Slim Thug and them was doing, what Nipsey was doing, like all that. That's my language.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself. Where's your team at? Y'all mixing with these queens. Y'all running around with these wizards and whatnot. If I'm throwing 100 bands at a stripper, you're gonna promote. You're giving me 100 bands worth of promo. Fuck you mean?
Exactly.
What are we doing? So, because the economics is backwards, then the progression is backwards. Our economics are bad. In every single city, they're wasting money every day, every night.
I was about to say, because we make the money.
But we're not expending it right. It's called spin. It's not circulating. When you spin your seed in the Bible, you waste it. They say, do not spin your seed. That means don't jerk off, nigga. Don't drip it don't drop your seed in the dirt. It belongs in a womb. That's spinning it. That you spin that shit, no, circulate it like Jeezy said. We don't trust one another. We don't have that type of circle of motion. If I know that you got 100 bands, you came up on 100 bands, we all should be happy, because it's like we know that he's gonna come and disseminate at least 20 with the vendors, with the businesses, with all of the people who have services and products, and then we in turn enrich your. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now when you need something, we got you. You want some clothes? That's free.
Exactly.
You need to get your hair done? Man, come, that's on the house.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got family, we got the promo code.
Exactly.
If we do that, if 100 of us that have businesses, brands, services, and products, if we were all to participate in some type of, commercial endeavor like that, because, you know, they at the hookah bar, putting money together. They at the Wingstop, dropping bags together. You know what I mean? They was shopping with the Asians.
So and you know what's going on with the Asians in these black communities, and
right.
but I was watching the video on YouTube. I think it's like a community of Brother Day Hebrew Israelites. They went out and bought some land. I think it's out in Arizona, and you know they put some trailers out there. They basically went off grid.
Yeah.
And they started their own, you know what I'm saying, community. You know, and they had, you know, their children being raised on, they got farm life and everything.
Yeah.
And that's power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what we need to be doing on the grand scale, because it ain't like everybody, you got $100,000 to spend on the chain, you got $100,000, you can buy some houses with that.
Right. So
you
the
know
new move, right. So the new move is buying the land. Land first.
Right.
More land.
They ain't making no more land.
They ain't making no more land.
You know what I'm saying?
So you get the land, and then you put a trailer on the land.
Right.
Because I went to land in North Carolina a few months ago, 35 acres, and I seen how it was played out. I seen how they did it, and I'm like, this ain't difficult. Spence City headquarters, I seen how they built out that land right there in South Fulton. So yes, you know what I mean.
It's possible. Yeah.
Very possible. Yeah, you know, come through. You drop a trailer. You pitch a tent. You get the prefab home. You go to Alibaba. You get the you know what I mean. You go to get the tiny homes. You got to start out small, but as long as you got heat, water, you could plant. You could get into your agriculture. You growing all of your microgreens, any type of greens you could think. You planting fruit trees and whatnot. You got fish in the pond. Like, it's all there. We just don't do things because the cohesiveness and the camaraderie and the collectivism is hard in a nation that pushes nothing but individuality. These people are coming from other places, and those other places, they don't just teach it, it's part of the culture. So people in America who's bought into this European mentality, they getting mad because they seeing people group up and utilize group economics, but it's like that's their culture. So when they say that there's no culture, that people take that as a slight and whatnot. People take that as an insult, but it's like they're saying that the culture that y'all are following is not your culture. That's the white man's culture. That's not original. That's not even the Aboriginals out here had confederacies. We had we were living on mounds. We had confederacies. We were in longhouses. They don't have that no more. You know, niggas is out here dying for hoods that they don't own and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
I would rather die for the land that my peoples own. I'll bang for that. You banging for some fucking cul-de-sac that your ass don't have no ownership in.
Don't know how to get it.
Don't know how to get it. If you do the wrong thing, your moms get packed up. They're kicking you out. Like, that's bananas. I don't respect none of that.
When it's simple, I mean, cause I feel like our people, I don't know if it's a Stockholm syndrome we got. Because let me get this is what happened to me. I was doing landscaping one year, right?
Yeah.
I just noticed something, and we was going into these apartment complexes doing cutting the grass in these different apartment complexes. Yeah. And it's an area over here. You know where Clarkston at? Yeah. They got a lot of immigrants over there. Yeah. So, but what I noticed, it was like all of them had new cars, right? Yeah. It wasn't the super expensive. They was like new though. Right. All of them had all of them was growing their food on their porch. Right. It was like, it was different already when I was like, damn. they come and they automatically they get it like off the rip. And I'm like, why the hell? What's wrong with our people? Like, what we missing?
Programming.
You know,
they don't have a reality show showing them how to do that. They don't have a reflection on TV that they could rock with. They're not influenced.
But all the information out there, though.
But there's no programming behind it. Information is one thing. You got to program the information into people who are programmable. We're literally like AI. We're like computers and shit. You got to program us because we've been programmed. America is the land of PSYOP. America is the land of the program. The TV is a program. There's a school program. It's all programming. There's broadcast television was a program. They programmed all of the segments. You know what I mean? We finally have the ability to program and do that with this social media. There was never a time where I could sit here and talk my shit and broadcast around the world simultaneously. When? We're in a new day and age.
Right.
Even Marcus Garvey and them didn't have that. Yeah, they had newspapers to get their shit off.
Right.
We got podcasts.
But they had newspapers and they didn't have all this technology, but Marcus Garvey found a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
Elijah,
Malcolm started a movement.
Well, Elijah Muhammad started it.
Yeah, Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, Malcolm was his student, his master student.
Not Malcolm, I mean Martin.
MLK.
MLK. But
Yeah.
with the whole movement, you know what I'm saying, with that, even with the Black Panthers, they started the lunch program and all these things without social media, with the newspaper.
With the paper.
With the word of mouth, with the community.
Right.
It's like we done went from having cultural pride to just like letting everybody like
crack.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
crack.
Everybody feel like they can come in our community and do us any kind of way and say anything and ain't no repercussions.
Right.
We're like, bro, you couldn't do this back in the day.
Niggas got cracked up. You know what I mean? That's what broke the community. Before that, you mentioned the Panthers. We talking the 60s and the 70s. The U.S. government eradicated them. They wiped them out through COINTELPRO. But then you had the Black Guerrilla family. That was, that was a jail thing. Then you had, there was different organizations and everything. But then dope hit, right? Nicky Barnes, heroin. They call it King Heron. That hit.
The Reagan era.
Nah, before the Reagan era, the Nixon era is the dope era, right? And they started raising up all of the drug dealers and the pimps started to get shine and whatnot. Then you got the movies coming out, blaxploitation. Then you got Scarface. My father said they walked into Superfly with afros and walked out with perms. Programming. They compromised them. So now pimping was frowned upon. Drug dealing was a thing, but it wasn't the order of the day back in the days, right? There was people that was slinging their thing, but it wasn't, the block wasn't crowded. You would get selected, you know what I mean? Then the mafia had come in. That's what you see in the TV show Godfather Harlem. That kind of, that's a good depiction on the politics of how things was laid out. They brought the Sicilians, right? And the Sicilians, through the French connection, right? So the French connection, everybody is paying attention to FIFA. The French connection is dealing with the Morocco shit. But Morocco is dealing with the Moors. And the Moroccans, as you can see when they played Africa and the African games, is one of the most, they North Africans, super racist. Libya, all of that, super racist and everything. But it wasn't always like that. When you look at Algeria, Libya, Tunisia and all of that, that's Hannibal Barca. That's the Carthaginians from back in the days. That was black, that they was the ones that was whooping on Rome and whatnot.
Okay.
But after they fell in the Punic Wars, they brought the Arab, they got Arabized or Arabianized or whatever. Even Saudi Arabia had melanated Arabians. That's not the real Saudi Arabians that you see over there. All of that shit with the UAE and all of that, those is invaders.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's playing out in FIFA. But the French connection, so you have in World War II, Lucky Luciano and them do a deal, basically, turns government, turns states. They they take him out of Alcatraz. He helps out with the war and whatnot. And the way that they pay him off is they help him open up the heroin route into hoods in America, not into white America. They help him open up the route. So the mafia, who has a nigger gripe, the Sicilians hate the Moors. Because they got Moorish blood. You can watch the movie True Romance shows you that. So they got a nigga gripe. They work for
They
the Vatican.
tell you in the movies too.
Right.
They drop some gem in these movies.
They hide
tell
things
you.
in school, but they tell it to you in the movies.
Right.
So the
They
more
definitely-
the Sicilians, you can't be down with this thing of ours if you don't got Moorish blood. They
That's
call
a
it
fact.
Sicilian blood, but it's Moorish blood.
That's a fact.
Right? They turn olive. The Italians who came to America wasn't even considered white until later on down the line. Christopher Columbus'
Exactly.
holiday was an appeasement to Italian Americans because in Louisiana, 19 of them got lynched. They got hung. And then Italy was ready to go to war with America over that. And then the way that the American government appeased them, they was like, yo, pick one of these Italians and give them a holiday. Christopher Columbus, not even a Christopher Cologne, not really even Italian. They made him a hero.
He was melanated too, though, right?
Yeah, they made him a hero, and then they gave them a cutout holiday, and then they running around. Christopher, no, nigga, that shit is false. Get out of here. So the Sicilians hate us, right? The Sicilians flooded the hood. They took over the numbers game. They killed off the real messiahs. They killed off the real gangsters. They was going to war against Queen from the Virgin Islands. She was washing them and whatnot. Caspar Holstein, also from the Virgin Islands. He was the one who was on Wall Street. He brought the numbers game to Harlem. You know about Caspar Holstein?
Nah.
Yeah, from the Virgin Islands. I believe St. Croix. He brought the numbers game to Harlem. Our people was getting rich off of nickels and pennies and dimes. Right?
Yeah.
The numbers game. Now the mafia
But that was
won.
big back in the day.
Big,
running
big,
numbers.
big.
They put it in all the movies, like running numbers. And
That's
shit,
when you see
know
our
what I'm saying?
people, Cotton Club, when they had a
Harlem Nights, they had
Nights,
it,
right?
yeah.
When Dutch Schultz and all of them, when they had a depression, we was looking clean and we was looking good. We had a progression. They had a recession and a depression, and we had a progression, and they be trying to make it seem like we was fucked up. No, we wasn't, because we was not integrated in their society like that. We had our own communities. We had our own societies. We had our own money line. We had our own routes. Remember, if you don't control trading routes, you're nothing. Silk Road, we was controlling the trading routes. They went to war with us. Down south, the Chitlin Circus, we had a trading route. They went to war and shut that down. So the boys going up and down the highways on Ohio and Texas, that's all. So we've been doing that. That we was trading crops forever. Watermelons, shit, hemp. You know what I mean? Lettuce. Now it's coke and it's weed and it's the boy and it's the girl and it's all of that. But it's like it's still a crop, and that's what we do. We trade. We're traders. When they first came over here, they were called trappers and traders. They were trapping furs up in Detroit, up in Chicago, and they were traders. Like you see Trader Joe, right?
That was a real thing.
Yes, they were called it was Trader John, Trader Joe. They were all traders. So they were over here trading with the Indians or the Aboriginals. The movie with Leonardo DiCaprio called Reverend shows that. They were fur trappers. So the French had beef with the British, had beef with the Spaniards, had beef with the goddamn other countries. The Dutch and all of them.
Okay.
They were all trying to take trading routes. They were all trying to tap into trade. Then they start trading human bodies. And they insured those bodies, and then they created this quote unquote sex farms and all of that other stuff. And that's that 250. That's why all of the storms hit yesterday. Shit got washed up. Lightning was striking the Empire State Building, niggas.
Yesterday. Oh my goodness.
A tornado hit fucking Coney Island, damn near.
Damn.
Yeah.
Bro,
Look for me in the
crazy.
whirlwind. That's what the
Wow.
ancestors say. We are the tornadoes coming out of Africa. When
Facts.
you see tornadoes and sandstorms, nigga, that's us.
That's a fact.
Even we earthquakes too.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? I'm not giving harp. Skies turned red in New York yesterday. Skies turned red in Venezuela the other day. You mean to tell me y'all giving the white man that credit? Oh, he's turning the sky red.
Right.
Once again.
There it is. Yeah.
Y'all going in perpetuity.
We give them too much fucking
In
power,
perpetuity, y'all cook for perpetuity. I don't even talk to people like that no more. I don't give a fuck if you look just like me.
We give these people too much power, bro.
Too much power. And it just
they
goes
be looking
to show.
for us.
Right.
For the game, and we giving it right back to them.
Right back to them. And that's how they stay in power, because the Godhead we are the Godhead. What we decide to pay attention to, we collapse the wave. Consciousness comes through our pupils and whatnot. So because we be paying them attention, they be baiting us. Race baiting was the number one word in the Oxford Dictionary 2025. Rage baiting us. So they rage bait us. But once you pay attention to something, you ever had a troll and that troll was trolling the shit out of you and you ignored them, and then that troll did not have no power because what you pay attention to, you give power to. So think about that on a grand scale.
Paying attention.
You're paying something.
Paying that shit.
So all of that shit in school, oh, you were slaves. No, they were slaves. How about that?
Exactly.
You want to have that conversation?
Yeah, because Dane Calloway went there on that. He dropped the book. He was
Dr. Ali Muhammad dropped the book. Dane Calloway dropped the book. Taj Tariq Bey dropped. There's so many people. Abdullah Mosley Bey dropped the book.
White
Cargo.
Yeah, White Cargo.
All that. All that. And that's what the Barbary Wars was at. So Tunisia, Algiers, and Libya, they were selling white folks. All of the places, they got their history. They bombed it and they destroyed it. World War One. World War II. World War One, they go the war against the Ottoman Empire. They was
basically giving back in Europe back in the day. They was giving their kids to the Moors.
Yes, they was giving them out.
The white tea people. You know what I'm saying? Just like during the whatever so-called chattel slavery, they would raid the coast and scoop them. They had tribute. They were giving daughters up for tribute. Yeah, so they had the white slave markets. Yeah, they used to worship us, bro.
That's the Polish. That's a lot of the Eastern Indians. I mean, Eastern Europeans were Slavs. Slavs is where slaves come from.
Yeah,
that's Count Dracula and them niggas. Yeah. So come on, man.
Okay.
I mean, we not. You know what I mean? So because they lied to us, our perception of who we are is somewhat skewered and whatnot. So we carrying ourselves in that same fashion. And that's the source of our weakness and whatnot. So that's why they panicked and they took the books out to school, because they don't know where the awakening is coming from. The thing that they fear the most is conscious. Because once we make our minds up, we have something called coherence. So once 5% of us get on a certain frequency, we will simultaneously affect the 95% of us. You know what I mean? We don't need everybody to be.
That's how these trends start.
That's how trends start.
When you see it on social media, it's just like it start just like magic. You know what I'm saying? You be like, where the hell this shit come from?
Well, the word virality or viral is the same as virus. So virality and going viral is basically like a virus. So the same way that viruses spread, like pathogens spread through the air, your virality spreads through the air as well. You know what I mean? It's called meme magic. It's an actual art. It's a magic. It's a dark art. Memes are magical. Memes are warfare. It's called meme warfare. They could go to war with memes. Yeah.
Damn.
They go to war with memes. I'm not saying that they could. They go to war with memes.
That's crazy.
Pepe the Frog and all of that shit. K-E-K. That's their god. That they've been killing black people ever since, like, you know, the Trayvon days. They've been sacrificing. That's what you find.
What do you think about when they had when that thing went down with George Zimmerman and they had this Black Lives Matter movement? How did you feel about that? Yeah, because it was like for a season. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't hear nothing else.
That's why you know it was fake. It was government.
Fucking Black Lives Matter and shit like that. And I was like, damn. They had it, you know, on the street. They had a big old symbol saying Black Lives Matter.
Well, you know, that was part of the agenda.
Yeah.
And we don't even got to say what agenda that is. You know what agenda that is. Yeah. That shit was like that's like an NGO. You know what I mean? That was like a 501c3 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like
some nigga had an LLC behind that shit.
They was doing that to get discounts at Lowe's and whatnot. That was, you know,
that's
like
crazy though.
Jesse Jackson was the one who perfected shaking down corporations and getting money from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jesse was the one who devised the play. He gave out the rule book. He showed dudes how to really like pimp the corporation. So the way that they would do it is that they would kind of like, they would use race as a bait. So Jesse Jackson and them would run down on the corporation and basically threaten them with a boycott. And then if they don't basically fold, then they come in with the picket signs. You know what I mean? They'll get like homeless niggas and, you know, single moms and shit like that. Yo, hold these picket signs for some vouchers. You know what I mean? And stand in front of these stores and everything. They
You
do
think
it.
that'll work these days?
I don't know. They'll do it for, you know what I mean? Everything is a hustle. It's all, everything is is a business. It's all plotted. So Jesse Jackson and them will have people shake down corporate America. That he'll run down on like Home Depot or Lowe's, threaten them with a boycott, and then they cut the check.
Damn.
And they were rinsing and repeating that.
That's crazy.
So Black Lives Matter is an offset of that. It's like
I heard these two women on.
You heard. You heard.
Well, that was a fact.
That's a fact.
These two lesbian women on Black Lives Matter. Yeah.
We call them lesbons.
And they,
you know,
they cashed out. When they cashed out, it was over with. Like,
right. So we're talking Gloria Steinem, right? So we have to, once again, it goes all the way back to COINTELPRO. It goes all the way back to whatchamacallit. It goes all the way back to COINTELPRO. It goes all the way back to the infiltration of the Black Power movements and whatnot. It goes all the way back to the rise of what I would call a weaponized feminism. You know what I'm saying? A weaponized feminism, where they basically turned black women in the 70s against black men through propaganda and whatnot. You feel me? They made our women feel like they were not a part of the movement in the middle of a movement, in the middle of the rise, in the middle of the quote unquote summer of love and shit like that. So when we see Black Lives Matter later on down the line, that's literally a continuation of a CIA program where they pushed a new form of feminism on our people, right? And that new form of feminism on our people is basically a mutation, and it's basically, you know, I don't need a man, I need a robot. Because you know, people be hating on AI, but they sleep with robots. They got women.
So I mean, do you think that started like way back in the day when they gave the women government assistance and told them they couldn't have a man in the house and shit like that? Of course. You know what I'm saying?
Richard Nixon. There's
like
reports.
What you think transpired that though?
There's reports. They did the Harvard report. The Harvard report gives us Clive Davis, and Clive Davis was basically commissioned to take the soul out the music, because soul in the music was waking our people up. It was the soul in the music. It was the frequency of the music. It was the lessons in the music. We were talking through the music. We were speaking to people's subtle minds. We were speaking to their subconscious and whatnot. They saw cities burn. They saw riots. They saw the quote-unquote black messiahs rising up. They saw movements like the Nation of Islam. They saw the Panthers coming up, niggas marching with guns and whatnot. So there had to be, instead of dropping bombs on Negroes, they had to do social engineering and whatnot. So we talk about social engineering programs all the way back with Lyndon Johnson, called a Great Deal. After they knocked off JFK, they ushered in welfare. They ushered in these government programs. Prior to that, we were clean. We wasn't tattered, looking crazy, we was hungry. Where did the furs come from in Harlem in the 20s? Why was niggas pulling up in Model Ts and whatnot? Why did everybody at the Marcus Garvey rally look cleaner than a fucking whistle? Where was the welfare then? Why did the people at the Malcolm X in Harlem, when he's talking and everything, why when the camera turned around, they had Applejack hats, everything matched.
Everybody dapper.
They didn't have no hoodies on. They didn't have, you know what I mean? You didn't. Where was the homelessness? Where's the pictures of the homelessness back then? So if somebody were to tell me that those government programs were somewhat helping us, no, they weren't. Then they built public housing and whatnot. But public housing came after they tore the motherfucking hood down and built highways. We had communities. We had towns. They drowned. They flooded the towns. Oscarville, Rosewood. They burnt the towns. They flooded the towns.
They
you know
made
what I mean?
That Central Park.
Seneca Village.
Used to be Seneca Village.
Right. So our real estate. Probably owned for generations. You know what I mean? Oil in the ground in Oklahoma. You got the richest girl, Sarah, what's her name?
The young black girl.
The young black girl. That's Oklahoma. So after the Trail of the Tears put our people in Oklahoma, allegedly, right? Oklahoma was oil rich. Black Wall Street, they was sitting on top of oil. You know, Oklahoma and Texas, they got something called Texarkana, whatever. All of that is oil rich. So they was like, oh nah, we got to get them up off the land. You know what I'm saying? North Georgia, the first gold rush was in Georgia, not L.A.
Oh, wow.
It was in the Blue Ridges Mountains and whatnot. The gold rush was in Georgia. That red clay got gold in it, speckles of gold. That's rich clay.
Oh wow.
So yeah, they kept our people. Once they saw
crazy.
the rise of the black messiahs, they was like, yeah, we got to implement some programs. We got to start, we got to get some coons on deck. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got to buy some of them out and
Right,
whatnot.
right.
Because once the leaders get knocked off, then you could now flip the entertainers. Because the entertainers couldn't necessarily be outright coons in front of Malcolm X, because you would get cut down with words. He would call you out. You would get cut down by some of the, you know what I mean? The streets would handle you. So they could not necessarily be so egregious, because there was a fight taking place. We were fighting. We were fighting. Yeah, somebody said the red clay is healing. Hell yeah. You put that red clay here. They got so many properties inside of that red clay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go out there barefoot and plant your feet, man.
Yeah.
I got a lot of that back here in this yard.
All of it. They got quartz in the ground. They got all type of minerals.
I found a lot of
Stone.
I don't know what kind of these rocks.
gemstone.
Yeah, they crazy. I collect them. They in
That's
the back.
right. Yeah. So this land is rich, been rich, always will be rich. Like this whole land is built on top of something else. You know that, right? All of this shit is built on top of another city. That's where you got the underground in Atlanta. That's really the underground. Like there's literally a city underneath Atlanta.
That's a fact.
So all of these things are cursed. They're all haunted because they're like tombs and whatnot. They put in, these are mounds underneath us. These are sacred land underneath us. You know what I'm saying? But they become mass graves. So they build projects on top of mass graves and wonder why niggas is haunted. Come on, man. On that Candyman shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They building projects on top of graveyards.
That's crazy.
Not just graveyards, mass graves, where they don't give you a ceremonial funeral.
They just throw you in the ground.
Throw you in the ground.
That's crazy.
So they say that alive sometimes. So they say
That's
that
crazy.
that like back in the days, those buildings will have a skeleton on the edge of it. You know, the buildings, when they build the buildings, they put a skeleton. They put a body on the, you know what I mean? That's what these Mason brickstone builders was doing.
Wow. Yeah, I seen a episode where Bobby was talking about how they was getting them out of the hood. They're trafficking under the apartments.
Yeah.
They was taking them, like, cause you'll see like mass people moving out, but you don't see them move.
Duh,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? And they was putting them in these white vans and taking them under the apartments and
Right.
getting them out of there like that. Especially like a lot of homeless people,
Right.
they throw them in a van or some
Right.
shit like that and
Hell
get
yeah.
rid of them.
Come on. You already know.
It's crazy.
Olympics, what's that? The FIFA came out here. They disappeared. With the homeless, they miraculously, them niggas gone. And you can't just think that everybody got on a bus and went
Right.
somewhere, because I heard they was giving out bus tickets, but that's how they cover their ass. Oh yeah, we sent them to Arkansas.
Right.
Because somebody said Arkansas got a diamond mine. Yeah, that's called Little Rock, Arkansas. And those little rocks are the diamonds that you're talking about. That's why they call it Little Rock. But then our people was out there selling little crack rocks, right? But you could have literally been digging up quartz. You could have, because there's literally you know how they got the stock market? They got the rock market too. There's literally a rock
Damn.
market. I go to the gym in Tucson, Arizona every year and whatnot. $1 billion are made out there in the span of February, span of 1 month. Billions of dollars are made at the rock market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally a stock market for rocks. Y'all niggas in Arkansas could have been selling that instead of crack. And everywhere else.
Them stones they give you, them little pendant stones, shit, them bitches do carry energy though, cause I used to wear them back in the day. And what you heard of the purple disc? Didn't Nikola Tesla create that purple disc?
The purple disc. My bro Azariah, Azazel Bey, rest in peace. He used to have that. He used to sell the purple disc. He would show you how to activate the purple flame. Somebody said that Erasmus High School in Flatbush is a mass graveyard on Flatbush and Church Ave in Brooklyn. Right, because the graveyard is across the street. So there's the oldest church in New York, I think in Brooklyn, is right there in Flatbush, right? And across the street is one of the wildest high schools in Brooklyn called Erasmus. That's where LL got robbed back in the days. The shit was a coliseum. But people was getting possessed because, like the bro said, it's on top of a graveyard. So they fenced off the church in a little graveyard across the street from the Kenmore movie theater, but the whole shit was a graveyard. So what they'll do is the city will say, well, you could just, we're going to buy up all of this land. Y'all could fence off this, but we need to put some stuff. So the whole Flatbush Avenue got graveyard underneath it.
That's crazy.
And you wonder why dudes is out of their noodles on Flatbush Avenue. More shootouts take place on Flatbush than damn near any main street in Brooklyn.
Out there. Damn.
Restless souls. Nostrum probably got a damn graveyard on it too. So restless souls, restless spirits. They say when the rocks cry out, when the bones cry out. So if our people aren't getting no justice, they're gonna be restless. And niggas is running around chasing everything else but justice. Or the form of justice that they're chasing is like baby food. You know what I mean? It's like my first justice. It's not real. It's that Benjamin Crump shit. It's not justice, bro. That's a settlement. You niggas might as well be ambulance chasers. You might as well work for these insurance niggas to be on the radio in Atlanta.
What you feel about? You remember they was having this big debate about reparations. Was that last year? They was doing some shit. They was trying to pass. I think it was in California or something. And what you feel about that though?
It's old.
You think they
need to cut the check?
Yeah.
Take care of niggas. You know. Yeah, they got.
I don't think they got enough money to.
It don't matter. They got enough money to do everything else.
Yeah.
Shit. They better have enough money to take care. Once again, it's almost like you owing a debt to somebody that could potentially hurt you. Yeah. And you keep stalling paying that debt, but you paying everybody else.
Right.
But that person who could literally rock your jaw, you just stalling them out. You know what I mean? Black Americans can rock the jaw of white America if they, to be honest with you,
easily.
If they could basically tell the white Americans go home.
Where they gonna go though?
They got some caves I heard in Slovenia. They could go to Norway with that soccer team. I don't know where they're gonna go, but they got traced their lineage back to wherever they come from. Maybe the Yucatan Peninsula. I don't know, but they're not native to this land.
Yeah, exactly. And
maybe
it'd be
to
crazy
a cabbage
how
patch
they
somewhere.
put all these laws and restrictions on immigrants, and I'm like, aren't y'all immigrants?
Right. So
Like,
America, the
first
USA
immigrants?
250, they broke 250 motherfucking treaties. They got 250 rapists inside of the presidency. They got 250 nooses and whatnot. I don't want to hear nothing about no 250 because nations fall after 250 years as well. And as we sit back and watch the commander-in-chief or the commander-in-chief, you know what I mean, collapse, this nation, he's doing what he was sent there to do. He's a liquidator. He's not a president. He crashes corporations. Like, there's an art to that. So he's an accelerationist, meaning that he's basically accelerating the crash. And you can do that through policy. You can do that through the bullshit that he's doing. You could do that through debt and everything. And that is exactly what he's doing.
Yo, we might come back with a part 2 on ShoNuff Radio TV, man. It's getting deep. I'm here with the legend, the one and only Red Pill. I am your host, Mr. ShoNuff Deezy. I thank the chat, man. We going up on the chat too. Appreciate the chat. We're gonna take a break, man. Y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, bro. Tune in, lock in, man.
Facts.